It's official, summer salad season is upon us. When it's hot outside, the last thing I want to do is heat up the kitchen by turning on the stove. Plus, I'm probably busy enjoying the beautiful weather and don't want to spend much time cooking. However, I still want healthy and filling meals. That's why I love big, delicious salads in the summer and really all year long. If you haven't spent a lot of time with me here on YouTube, what are you waiting for? I have over 250 videos on topics such as healthy recipes, herbal remedies, meditations, weight loss, making your home your sanctuary, and other self-care and well-being topics. But today, we're talking about summer salads, so be sure to check out my channel. I will link some of my previously shared summer salads down in the description box. But today I'm making a chickpea and lentil salad. This salad is great to make on the weekend and have a healthy dinner or lunches ready to go during the busy week. Calling this a recipe seems like a bit of an overstatement. I'm going to tell you how I made it this time, but I never make it the same twice. The blueprint of the salad is chickpeas and lentils to form the base of the salad. The quantity that you use really depends on how much salad you want in the end. I use a bunch of diced vegetables to add color, variety, seasonality. Use whatever you have, whatever you like. I prefer to use what's in season, but make it your own. I always add fresh herbs just for a little more freshness. Some of my favorites are parsley, dill, cilantro, basil, and chives. Be sure the herbs complement the dressing you're going to use. For example, dill and lemon go great together. Basil inspires Italian flavors, while cilantro leans towards Asian or Mexican flavors. Parsley and chives, they're pretty universal. And then your choice of dressing. You can use bottled dressing if you prefer, but I'm a fan of making a quick dressing from scratch. If you need some information, check out the description box. I will link to the video where I share my formula for making homemade salad dressings. So in today's salad, I started with 2 cans of chickpeas that I rinsed. I also cooked a half a cup of dried lentils. I cooked them in a cup of broth until they were done, which took about 30 minutes. I cut up 3 small cucumbers, about a cup or so of grape tomatoes. I had 1 medium zucchini that I diced up, and then I would say any bell pepper. I had an assortment of partial bell peppers, so I used a little bit of a red one, a little orange, and a little green. I like the variety of color, but I wouldn't go out and buy 3 peppers just to have that. I then added some cauliflower because I had that in my fridge, 1 jalapeno just because I like a little spice. And then I picked up this beautiful Swiss chard at our local farmer's market, and I had to throw in a few leaves just because. If you don't have Swiss chard, you could also use fresh spinach or arugula, or just skip the fresh greens altogether. And then I also used parsley, cilantro, and dill, all of which I had growing in my herb garden. For the dressing, I used the juice of a lemon plus a little bit of the zest, a splash of white vinegar, about a tablespoon of tahini, maybe a half a teaspoon or so of honey, a good drizzle of olive oil. I grated in a clove of garlic, added a little salt and pepper, and then whisked that up. Depending on how juicy your lemon is, You might need to add a little bit of water. Sometimes tahini thickens a little bit when you start to whisk it in with lemon juice, so use your best judgment. And then I simply combined everything in a large bowl, whisked the dressing together, added that, gave it a quick toss. You can eat it immediately, but it tastes a little bit better if you let it sit for an hour or more. I like to serve it up with additional herbs or maybe a sprinkle of feta cheese, and I like to have a piece of whole wheat bread or toast on the side. Some easy variations. If you are not a fan of chickpeas, use any other bean you like. If you don't have lentils, just use more beans. Add any veggie that you like and that you have on hand. You can add more flavor and variety by roasting or grilling some of the veggies. Add lots of garnish. Think about herbs, cheese, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. And then maybe choose a flavor profile and lean into that. If you're thinking Asian sounds good, then maybe include snap peas, radishes, edamame, maybe marinated tofu, and like some bean sprouts. Make an Asian-inspired dressing that uses garlic, ginger, soy sauce, and sesame oil, and then garnish it with chopped scallions and sesame seeds. If you're leaning towards Mexican or Tex-Mex, instead of the chickpeas, use 1 can each of pinto beans and black beans. Include roasted butternut squash, jalapeno, maybe fresh corn, tomatoes, and lots of cilantro. Make the dressing using lime juice, cumin, and a little chili powder. Or if you're leaning toward Italian flavors, substitute 1 can of chickpeas with cannellini beans. Maybe include grilled eggplant and grilled zucchini, roasted red peppers. Use lots of fresh basil and a simple balsamic vinaigrette. There are so many ways to take this simple salad and change it up. You could essentially make this every week of the year and make slightly different versions every single time so it never gets boring. Plus, it's got all that fiber and yumminess and deliciousness from the fresh vegetables. You have the protein from the beans. Add a piece of whole grain bread and you have a well-rounded meal. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day.